The Rheinkirmes is a massive fun fair in Dusseldorf along the banks of the Rhine River. After being paused for a few years due to COVID-19, the fair made a triumphant return in 2022 with some of the wildest flat rides out there, some large traveling roller coasters, and incredible energy. So in this video, I'll rank the fair's top 15 rides and attractions at the 2022 event. Before starting the countdown, I want to note that I couldn't experience every ride. I had limited time at the fair, and there's no pay one price wristband, so I had to be strategic which rides I experienced. I went on all the adult coasters and what I perceived to be the best flat rides. The one flat I skipped that likely would have made the list was Conga. I love KMG XXLs, but there were two superior frisbee rides at this fair I chose to ride instead. I also had ridden some of the rides at this fair at other carnivals in Germany. Those rides were eligible to make the list. Number 15, Dr. Archibald Master of Time. This dark ride is one of the most impressive and eye-catching facades out there. The experience starts with a cool pre-show. The main ride is a tracked dark ride where riders don VR headsets to take them to wild settings such as outer space, a volcano, and even underwater. The visuals are decent enough, but not truly world-class. Some monsters attack you along the way, but the VR is mostly to immerse you in the area. Then the experience ends with a fun house and the decorations match the final setting from the VR, which is a really nice touch. Number 14, Rio Rapidos. This spinning rapids ride may look like it'll soak you, but you actually come off dry. This ride doesn't have any notable drops, but you do spin like a top throughout the first half. Think of this more as a spinning ride than a water ride, and it's a solid attraction. Number 13, Holland Blitz. This is a weird one-of-a-kind spinning coaster. Most of the ride is indoors except the ride's largest drop. This ride doesn't offer much in terms of airtime or laterals, but the cars do spin for a large chunk of the experience. You won't spin super fast, but it is a consistent rotation. And when paired with the abundance of lights indoors, you can come off this ride pretty dizzy. Number 12, Bayern Tower. This Funtime Starflyer is massive. From the top, you'll get a stunning view of both the fair and surrounding city. The one critique I have with the program is that it spends more time than I would have liked spinning near the ground. I would have thought you'd want to maximize your time in the air to fully take in the sights. Number 11, Wild Wasserbahn 2. This is a fun log flume. Despite being portable, you start with some nicely lit dark ride scenes. Then you have two drops. The first is a backwards one with some zip. The second one is taken forwards, but it's noticeably taller and even gives a little pop of airtime. Number 10, Predator. This Moser Transformer runs a crazy cycle that was over 6 minutes in duration. The motion is repetitive, but it's downright thrilling so it didn't get old. As the claw starts to invert, you get floater airtime at the halfway point. Then you stay out of your seat as you invert. And while you're getting that hang time, the claw is spinning super fast, so you're getting crazy positive G simultaneously. It is really weird to get hang time and positives together, but it makes the attraction stand out. Number 9, Hangover. This Funtime drop tower stands 26 stories tall, and it runs a weird cycle. You start by rising halfway up the tower. After spinning around for a minute, you suddenly fall back down to the ground. This is a pretty short drop because you hit the brakes fast, but it still has a little zip to it. Then you slowly rise to the top, spinning along the way, so everyone gets a top-notch view. Once the vehicle stops spinning, you slowly rise to the top and suddenly drop all the way back down. This drop offers a great stomach-dropping sensation and good floater airtime because of its size and power. And the ride puts on quite the show at the ground level with the lights and music. Number 8, Gladiator. This Mondial turbine stands 20 stories tall, and it's a twist in your standard booster. Literally. The gondola is able to rotate 360 degrees along with the usual flipping. The early revolutions offer super sustained floater airtime as you fling through the air. The middle revolutions with more speed offer shorter, but still some solid airtime. Then you miss out on negative Gs when the ride reaches its max speed, but your vehicle instead gets a flip with each pass, along with great positives, which is a fair trade-off. I like the mix of sensations along with the neat views of the fair. Number 7, Alpina Bahn. This Schwarzkopf coaster forgoes the inversions in favor of swooping drops and helixes. The first drop has insane laterals in the back, and this pullout, like many on the ride, has solid positives. Then there's a large camelback with some solid floater airtime. The middle section is a series of nice turns and bank drops, but the finale surprises you with this awesome S-hill that gives a really nice pop of airtime. This ride has been disassembled and moved many times, but it's still super smooth and a lot of fun, and I have an entire review if you want to hear more. Number 6. Ghost Rider. This Huss attraction takes their usual breakdance, but the cars are able to rock side to side and fully invert. The ride starts with a fast and forceful rotation before the vehicles start to rock. You invert very quickly, causing some crazy whip, especially when the inversions were synchronized with you being jerked across the platform. The one downside with this attraction was that the operators would sometimes run at full tilt for 3 to 4 minutes. This was awesome. Other times, they'd run it in 1-minute bursts, loading people in between runs. Number 5. Shake. If you're familiar with Tivoli's Tic Tac, take that ride and make it way more intense. This Mondial flat ride is basically a breakdance where the cars can also rock and flip. Unlike the prior ride in this list where you rotate sideways, you flip forwards and backwards in this one. This is a disorienting experience combining forceful spinning with sudden inversions. I would sometimes get 1 to 2 rapid flips. Other times, I would stall upside down while being shot across the platform. I never knew where my body would go next, and I certainly wasn't complaining. Number 4. Infinity. This is the world's tallest frisbee, standing 62 meters or 203 feet tall, and it feels every bit that tall. You get some incredible visuals in this ride. You also have a thrilling program. You just keep swinging higher and higher until you fully invert. That full revolution is super slow, so it offers insane hang time. Then the half swings leading up to it offered weak floater airtime, and the swings beyond that offered great sustained floater airtime. And every single downswing contrasted those negative forces with strong positives. I have a separate review in this ride, but it's a must if you love pendulum rides. Number 3. King. Would you believe Infinity wasn't even the best frisbee at this fair? That honor goes to this Technical Park Street Fighter. This ride ran a longer, more forceful, and more varied cycle. The half swings offered decent floater, and the large swings offered far better and more sustained airtime. Eventually you start inverting, getting ridiculous hang time over the top. And the positive forces in the downswings were among the strongest of any frisbee, and they tried to rip my legs off. Halfway through the ride, the seats unlock, and they can rock, which adds a whole new dimension. You get insane whip as you're yanked in every which direction, getting subjected to strong positive forces and weird orientations. It was especially incredible when you get popped out of your seat, and then immediately flung towards the ground in a similar maneuver to a chance zipper, except add in airtime. I came off this ride barely able to walk straight. Number 2. Wild Mouse XXL. This is now my new favorite traveling coaster. I never thought Wild Mouse could be this crazy. This ride used to be your standard mock Wild Mouse, but was transformed into Wild Mouse XXL in 2012. The ride's height was doubled and 2 sizable and zippy drops were placed at the start. You then navigate the old layout with way more speed, and there are 0 brakes, so you get some of the wildest and most violent laterals on the planet. Then the hills towards the end are way more thrilling with the added speed. I was getting powerful ejector airtime on several of them, and it's not just the ride itself that's nuts. This ride also has a queue line that's essentially a funhouse with these spinning and shaking platforms. Check out my review, but this is a genuinely amazing coaster and experience. And coming in at number 1 is Skater. This Mondial Top Scan was my favorite flat ride for a while. It was dethroned by Wiener Prater's Black Mamba last year, but Skater came back with a vengeance in 2022. This ride left me breathless. This ride ran very fast, so I got strong and sustained laterals for the entire ride. Then the ride also produced crazy intense positives that felt like they'd rip my legs off. And the ride also offered variety that I crave with the aerial maneuvers. Sometimes I was wildly thrown over the top, getting sustained airtime. Other times I'd be flipping rapidly, and it was also possible to get the airtime and flip simultaneously. Then sometimes I would be suspended upside down for seconds at a time, getting glorious hang time. All these sensations make the ride unbelievable, and I have an entire review in this ride if you want to check it out. In short, the ones in North America run nothing like this. So those are the top 15 rides and attractions I experienced at the 2022 Rhein-Kirmes Fair in Germany. What were your favorite rides at the 2022 fair, or in past years? Were there any good ones I missed? Let me know down in the comments. If you enjoyed this countdown, I'd appreciate it if you gave this video a like, and you considered subscribing, because there'll be a lot more roller coaster and amusement park videos here at Canobie Coaster. Thanks for watching.